Again, rehearsals, I just had to break all my habits, unlearn a lot of things, and really try to not think about how I'm going to play Scherzade, but just allow the dialogues and my interaction with other actors to help me shape my character. Long lost siblings were reunited because the response that I got from so many Indian girls, particularly because of Kashaf, I just amassed so many more sisters that I had from Pakistan, but now I had this other audience and this other group of women who are much more liberated in many ways. The superficiality that came with modeling was something that I wasn't enjoying. It's good to be healthy, it's good to be fit, it's good to be a certain weight. I understand for television, you could be a little less than what a doctor would consider healthy for your height. But modeling was something very different. It was like the thinner you are, the happier you were. And I knew that that was not a healthy state to be in, mentally or physically. I think for us, it didn't matter. I mean, Fawad has a wonderful wife that he's been married to for many, many years, almost like 20 years, maybe, if I'm not wrong. But, you know, he was always, so one has to respect audiences and actors, respect your co-actors' spouses also, how it would make them feel. So I don't think there was any issue. People in their head fantasized about, you know, Fawad being with any of his heroines. But as actors, we are well aware of our space and our respect for each other's personal lives. So we try to make the common man look as common as possible, the actors. Of course, when there's television, you want to see a little bit of beauty and you don't want to see the same thaki bhi shaklein that you see in real life because of the heat or the situations or whatever. So you kind of groom yourself up a little bit for television, and things look a little prettier just because, again, it's a medium that it's a make-believe world that essentially you are creating. But I don't think in television looks matter so much. I think it's more interesting to have dynamic faces and interesting faces for television. And OTT platforms पे तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं. Beauty does not matter on OTT platforms.
From Kashaf Murtaza to Zuvi and now playing the role of Scherzade in Barzakh. Today at Times of India TV, we have Sanam Saeed with us all the way from Pakistan. Hi Sanam, this is Sukarna. Salam from India.
Hi Sukarna, walaikum assalam. Thank you for having me.
So, first 2 episodes are out. I've seen it. How's the response been for you?
It's amazing. It's been a really beautiful response. People are blown away. People are intrigued. There are some people who have not understood it, and I think they just need time. It is a bit of a thought-provoking series. The episodes are slow. The episodes have a lot going on every frame, every second, so you can't be distracted or you'd miss something, and then nothing will make sense if you miss that small little nuance. So it's definitely a show for people who have the attention span, the patience, and the desire to really absorb something without any distractions. It's only 6 episodes, and it's not a binge watch show because I like the fact that it's released 2 episodes a week. You get time to mull over it, maybe have time to see it one more time, discuss it, and then see it again. We're just so used to being able to see a show in one go, like just binge watch it, that I feel like you miss a lot of details when we binge watch because we're watching it without intention. A lot of shows and a lot of things that we do is on autopilot, and because of our almost attention deficit disorder that we've all kind of, I think, acquired or adopted because of social media and quick watching, this is not a show for that. This requires you to sit down with an intention to give 1 hour of your time to be absorbed into this world.
Playing this role of Scherzade in this whole new fantasy, I can say like there's a lot of red hues in the show that plays. How did you prep up for this role?
I think a lot of rehearsal space time gives you that, reading the script, understanding the characters, being prepared, understanding who these red women are, why they are script ki rehearsal time mein, you get a better understanding of that, and then we as actors can believe it. It becomes our world then, and then we are able to act it out and portray it to the world. So rehearsal is the important prep time.
And you have a vast array of work in your several years of work experience. How did you break out of yourself to get into this character?
Again, rehearsals. I just had to break all my habits, unlearn a lot of things, and really try to not think about how I'm going to play Scherzade, but just allow the dialogues and my interaction with other actors to help me shape my character. Because if I thought about it too much, it would be too confusing and it would have been too forced. So I really just had to, and Asim really helped me there, just let go. If I raise my eyebrows too much, or if I move my head, or if I express too much, Asim would be like, and I'd be like, okay, I have to do this without looking dead, but giving an emotion. So definitely my co-actors and Asim really helped me shape Scherzade.
We are just 2 episodes into it. What can audience expect in the upcoming episodes?
Audiences can expect a lot of their unanswered questions to be answered. Right now, they're confused about whose mother is, which Fawad's mother is who, and how are they siblings, and who is Mehtab, and who is Scherzade, and who is the old man in the cave. So the who is who, all these questions will be answered as you gradually watch the show. I think 1 was very intriguing. 1 was just all loose ends, introducing you to characters. 2 may you get a sense of one of the characters' backgrounds. 3 may you'll get another sense. 4 may you'll get another sense. 5 and 6, the whole thing will come together. So patience is the name of the game for Barzakh.
Sanam, the fandom that you have amassed over the years in India is massive. How was the initial feeling of receiving this love from here?
It was mind-blowing. There's a whole other half that is like you, thinks like you, speaks like you, walks like you, talks like you, eats like you, that didn't know who you are, and now they know who you are. It's like, kya kahenge, long lost siblings were reunited, because the response that I got from so many Indian girls, particularly because of Kashaf, I just amassed so many more sisters that I had from Pakistan, but now I had this other audience and this other group of women who are much more liberated in many ways, and have different experiences because of the way they've grown up now. But essentially we're the same. So it was a really surreal experience to see how the Indian audiences finally had an insight into who Pakistanis are. They didn't know that this is what we look like, that we walk, talk, and dress the same, that we speak, they enjoyed hearing the way we speak Urdu. They noticed the nuances, the differences between our cultures, but also at the heart of it, the similarities that we share.
Sanam, also like over the years, ever since we got a taste of Pakistani content, like immensely strong, powerful women roles we have seen on screen, be it your roles or others as well. But do you feel that in the industry, women are still scrutinized for their looks? And like, did you ever face it?
I mean, the film world, not for TV. Film is definitely a medium where looks matter. It is a superficial world. It is larger than life. It is an unrealistic fantasy world that cinema creates. Therefore, looks is very important in that medium. But on television, I don't think so much. Television, at least in our part of the world, is much more realistic, and the characters are much more relatable, and it's a story of the common man mostly. So we try to make the common man look as common as possible, the actors. Of course, when there's television, you want to see a little bit of beauty, and you don't want to see the same thaki bhi shaklein that you see in real life because of the heat or the situations or whatever. So you kind of groom yourself up a little bit for television. and things look a little prettier, just because, again, it's a medium, that it's a make-believe world that essentially you are creating. But I don't think in television looks matter so much. I think it's more interesting to have dynamic faces and interesting faces for television. And OTT platforms pe to bilkul bhi nahi. Beauty does not matter on OTT platforms. The more interesting your face is, the more different you are, I think the more you stand out and the more of a chance you have for OTT platform content. This is my opinion. I don't know if that's how it is. Have I ever faced anything? No, thankfully, I have not faced any difficulties in terms of trying to fit in. Luckily, I'm the plain Jane that can fit into any character. You can, make me Kashaf, you can make me Zuvi, you can make me a mystical creature like Scherzade, and you can make me something for cinema. So I think I'm a plain canvas that can be worked on, which I'm very grateful for.
Also, Sanam, since we are talking about looks and all, I remember you started your journey quite young in the modeling industry. And I remember you quoting somewhere that you had quit modeling because you grew too conscious about your looks. How did you overcome that consciousness and then again get into the entertainment industry and become an actress?
The superficiality that came with modeling was something that I wasn't enjoying. It's good to be healthy, it's good to be fit, it's good to be a certain weight. I understand for television, you could be a little less than what a doctor would consider healthy for your height. But modeling was something very different. It was like the thinner you are, the happier you were. And I knew that that was not a healthy state to be in, mentally or physically. And I think being so caught up in just hair, makeup, and clothes was just not doing it for me. Like, there had to be more to it than just that. There was a lot of waiting involved in modeling, a lot of rehearsals, a lot of just waiting. So I felt it was a waste of time for me. It wasn't something I wanted to do. It wasn't stimulating enough. And I wanted to think about a lot more than just my hair, my looks, and my weight. So I was able to get out of that when I realized this is not for me. Even though I'm free right now, I was between college and I had a gap year, so I was working a lot then. But I realized then very soon that this is not what I want to do. So I got out of it. And then television, I did a lot of theater. So I think my confidence in acting was always there from stage. And then when I joined TV just accepted me the way I was. Not that the modeling industry didn't, but there was no competition in the TV world in terms of your hair, makeup, and clothes. Competition was more in your acting. And that was more interesting and stimulating for me.
And like, you have played so many roles. Which is your favorite so far?
I don't have one favorite. They're all my favorite. They're all very close to me. Kashaf, Shazia, Ruhi, Zara. They all are, but particularly Kashaf, Zara, and now Scherzade has become one of mine. So these, there are about 3 or 4 that I'm really attached to.
And with Barzakh, we cannot not talk about you and Fawad reuniting after a really long time. But like, a lot has been spoken about it. You two are coming together in many other projects. But when Zindagi Gulzar Hai happened and it aired in India and we got a taste of it, there was a massive fandom rooting for you two in real life. Your chemistry was so amazing. How did that felt, and how did you all tackle it in your personal lives? Like, was it too overwhelming?
I think poor Fawad already had to deal with that after Humsafar, because actually Humsafar launched first in Pakistan, but Zindagi Gulzar Hai launched first in India. So both of them had their own effects in different ways. I think for us it didn't matter. I mean, Fawad has a wonderful wife that he's been married to for many, many years, almost like 20 years maybe, if I'm not wrong. But he was always, so one has to respect audiences and actors, respect your co-actors' spouses also, how it would make them feel. So I don't think there was any issue. People in their head fantasized about, Fawad being with any of his heroines. But as actors, we are well aware of our space and our respect for each other's personal lives. And there's never any confusion or stress in terms of that, because we're all very respectful of each other's space, boundaries, and spouses.
Before wrapping up, Sanam, two questions. Have you gotten the chance to watch Indian content and actors you would love to work with from India?
Of course, I've gotten a chance to watch Indian content. बचपन से देखते आ रहे हैं हम लोग films and now on OTT platforms. I've said this many times. I've seen. Growing up, I was obsessed with Lamhe and King Uncle and Mr. India. So I think Sri Devi ji and Anil Kapoor were are always in my subconscious when it comes to Bollywood films. Apart from the many others that I've seen, but these had serious bachpan ki memories attached to it. And then now there's Jaideep, there's Vikram Massey, there's Tabbu, there's Vijay Verma, there's what's the lady's name in Delhi Crimes, the cop?
Shefali.
So there's so many. There's so many of these actors that I'd love to work with.
Well, thank you so much. It's lovely watching Barzakh and you again on screen along with Fawad and all. It was great having you with us.
Thank you.
Times of India TV. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
You too. Take care.